It's the Richard Wilmore Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Richard Wilmore.
And now, here's Richard.
Good morning, Ro.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I am super. Now, you're in Tennessee, correct?
Yes.
And it's humid as all get out, right?
Yes, humid.
But it's humid there, but your hair is beautiful, and I just want to bring that up for everyone. If you'd like to take a moment to show that off, you can. The whole show can be about your hair. It's beautiful. Tell everybody about Girl Stance, and I want to know why you started it and how you started it.
Okay, sure. So Girl Stance exists to create a safe space for girls of the African diaspora to strengthen their fragile emotions and gain healthy mental and physical health habits. We do this through our target disciplines of yoga, meditation, and mindfulness practices, and of course, our famous camp-style retreats. So stance, a lot of people get that confused with dance, but it's actually stance, S-T-A-N-C-E. Definition is a mental or emotional position adopted with respect to something. Right? So what we do, I like to emphasize this a lot. We're not here to meditate or stretch our participants' problems away. But what we are here to do is to give our girls access to tools that help them gain an inner authority to perceive challenges in ways that allow compassion, understanding, and interconnectivity to all things that around them. So, living in underserved neighborhoods as a young Black girl, I was faced with so many daunting obstacles that stood in the way of becoming confident, resourceful, and a resilient woman capable of attaining, stability, achieving my personal greatness, and assuming leaderships and roles in my community. From that, I like to call it freestyle. I freestyle my way out of these circumstances through tools such as meditation and mindfulness. And I didn't know I was doing this until I got into yoga, right? Once I got into yoga and I became certified, I was like, wow, these are tools that I've unconsciously used, but there's more depth to it. And what a great way to pay it forward if I was able to give our girls more access to these tools in a more professional and strategized way. So thus Girl Stance was born.
I love that it kind of started out of your own need, and you were like, if I need it, that must mean other people need it, and I need to create that space. When did you start it?
Back in 2017.
Wow.
Yes, but I was practicing yoga since 2011, maybe 12. It wasn't very popular when I started. It was not as famous as it is now. I was at a job, a very high demanding call center job, working in a cubicle. And we received an incentive for a healthy lifestyle living. So they gave us options to either join a gym or try a yoga studio. And I said, I'm not really the gym girl. I'm not really into lifting weights and the gym environment. So let me see what this yoga is about. So I went into the yoga studio and I utilized my work incentive, and I just fell in love. I was like, wow, this is amazing. It really reduced stress in me from my job. And from there, I began to practice it for personal reasons, for personal needs. And I started seeing this heightened awareness to my emotional response at work, right? Because I worked in insurance. I worked in insurance. I had a lot of doctors, and they would yell at me, and they would say bad things. And at first I was very short-tempered and fire up and tense when I would be yelled at like this by a stranger. But after my yoga practice, I started noticing it's almost like a force field bubble. It would just bounce off of me.
Wow.
And I started recognizing my habitual responses to things. And I'm like, is this the, I didn't put two and two together until I kind of stopped doing yoga for a period and it came back. And I was like, oh, it's the yoga. It is definitely.
Wow.
So when I was doing these practices personally, I was just enjoying it for myself. And then one thing led to another. I found a yoga school, a teacher. She asked me to be a yoga teacher. And I was like, no, this is just for me. And then as things started transforming in my life, just from me choosing and being aware of my response to things, I put two and two together and I said, you know what, I would give this a try. And I really want to learn more about this and the science base behind it so I can go into my community that I grew up in and service the young kids in my community and the young girls in my community.
I love that. And I know that there is always a line around the block to apply and get in to Girl Stance. But how do people either connect with you, either to help support you or to sign up to join Girl Stance?
Yeah, so you can find us on the website, which is www.girlstance.org. I think the fastest and the best way is to send a message of inquiry about our program, and one of our representatives will get back to you. We're right now we're located in Tennessee, Chattanooga, Tennessee. Okay. So that is our home base. That's where all our programs happen. For local participants, the same thing. You can apply. You can send in an application through any of our programs. We contact you. We get in contact with you, or what school you're going to, or what school you're attending, and we build a relationship and understanding what the participant or the applicant's needs are, whether it's emotional, wanting more emotional understanding, or mental health resources, or nutritional resources, because we offer that as well. We have our community garden bed, our organic community garden bed. So yes, just applying would really be the fastest way. Donating as well on our website if you would like to help in supporting our program needs and expanding things virtually, which is what we're really aiming to do, is to really get what we offer expanded in our virtual world. You can donate through girlstance.org. Also finding us on Instagram at girlstancecha, CHA. And yeah, connecting with us in all three of those platforms.
It's an amazing organization, and Ro's an amazing person. And I love, I interviewed her probably like a month ago for a podcast that I host that you're actually going to see a clip of it a little bit later. And it's a great interview. And you're someone, I think I probably said it during the interview, that I want to be when I grow up, because you're such a great person with such a big heart.
Thank you so much.
Oh, I thank you for jumping on today and talking with me and letting everybody hear all about Girl Stance.
Thank you for having me, Richard. It's always an honor.
Have a great week.
You too.
All right. Thank
Bye.
you. Oh, Ro. All right. You also know that I love to start out every show with music, and we have a really, really great band today called Wave Tower. And of course, they're performing. So I want to start you off with this, and then we will be back. We will be back to talk to the band members right after this.
And action. Cue music.
Work. Let's get it. The vibe is so explosive, I ain't got no choice. Got me coming back around like it's the best in town. I ride it like a bike with no handlebars. Going 90 down the highway when it's been too long. See BBW crusading every day. Break your neck to the beat, cause this night don't play. I don't really see how anybody's coming for me. I'm a motherfucker. Get down on your knees. We put you on the fire, now we eatin' roast. Wave Tower in this bitch from coast to coast. Space ghosting in a cosmos, I can barely breathe. Running circles in your head, ain't a dream. Say what you wanna say, I'm on my shine every day. And if you're smart, you're gonna it or get out of my way. Liquid at home, I'm in my zone. I need a janitor, drip so hard I'm wet. I'm in my zone. I'm in my zone. I'm in my zone. I'm in my zone. Zone, 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 zone. I'm in my zone. Zone, 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 zone.
Just heard BBW, that dude was flying. Twerk worth of that back, Texas all in the game. You ain't hot enough to be dropping my name on the other side of velvet. We ain't the same. 18 sipping, BT wishing. You looking cute, come over here and get this. I see you on your fitness. Still them lips tight after party, you can grip this. Hot plate down, don't be shy, you can sniff this. Everybody in the room gon' be a witness. Yeah, everybody in the room gon' be a witness.
I'm in my zone. I'm in my young and feeling reckless, always on the guest list. Your girl is on my checklist, you salty like Chex Mix. Wave tower rowdy, every show is crowded. Rockstar lifestyle, you ain't really bout it. I just flipped the switch, ain't nothing the same. Red ring of death, now we reset the game. I do not follow, you not in my lane. I style my wrist and I style my reins. I'm in my zone. I'm in my zone. I'm in my zone.
Let's get that out of there. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back with Wave Tower after this.
Wouldn't it be great if your business could have a commercial on TV? Now it can. Secure your season 5 sponsorship by visiting richardwilmore.com. Advertise on Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV by sponsoring the Richard Wilmore Show. Become a sponsor today. Go to richardwilmore.com now.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, great performance.
Thank you.
Do you want to introduce yourselves and tell everybody where you're from?
Sure. I'm August.
I'm Chris, and we're here in between San Antonio and Austin.
And when in Texas, and no Texas accents. It's always surprising to me with San Antonio people. Nobody here has accents.
Like.
Yes.
I do want to say we have 2 other band members that are not with us. The reason why we say we're kind of between Austin and San Antonio, half of us are in San Antonio, half of us are in Austin. But shout out to Ryan and Tanner, who are the Austin side of the group.
We miss them. Next time they have to come back when we're performing in person. When I know you're a very new band, when did you all get together and why did you get together?
2020. 2020 happened, and I think that we, as everybody's aware of what happened with entertainment in the industry of just live music, everything came to a screeching halt, and being the creatives that we are, we just couldn't sit still.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
we just reached out to all of our friends and started collaborating on some new projects, and it just kind of caught like wildfire. We just kept doing it.
Were you all doing music before?
Yes.
Separately?
Yeah. All 4 of us have a musical background. Chris was in another band that was more kind of singer-songwriter at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been kind of an electronic pop music artist. Ryan and Tanner have their musical influences as well. So, like Chris said, we just kind of decided to join forces and just kind of be creative together because none of us were doing anything at the time. And I think we really craved something to do, a creative outlet. And, it just kind of snowballed into, hey, we might have something here. And we kept going.
I do think that's like the silver lining of COVID was that everybody started getting really creative and everybody turned to the arts and everybody turned to music and to kind of get through that. And I hope that continues even when we are all back to being able to be out and about and around each other, that how important the arts are and what that, just for you guys, just getting together to do that, how important that was.
Yeah. And it's really cool to see that now, live shows are kind of coming back and people are starting to be a little bit more active in, the community and things like that. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan. What's up, buddy?
We could have sent him the link. He could have jumped on today. Very easy.
He's working. So, we decided we'll head this interview.
I mean, he's watching us on YouTube. How hard is he working? Right.
Well, exactly.
Just run in the bathroom, get in the stall and call it. So how would you describe the sound of your band, Wave Tower?
I think that we take an influence from every single room in our musical atmosphere. So I mean, it's really hard to box it because we've released 2 singles so far that are available on Spotify, Apple Music, all those platforms and whatnot. And those are very if you're familiar with Glass Animals, kind of like trip hop inspired.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of beat production on the foundation side of things, but it's a lot of actual vocals, and now we're starting to get into hip hop. So the performance that we had played earlier, that's August's kind of debut of kind of being the front of that vocally, and trying to just explore a little bit more with the hip hop side of things.
Yeah, which is new to me as well, because I've always been a pop artist. So, doing a more rap kind of style is new. But I think when we started Wave Tower, the whole point was because we are so musically influenced, to not just be boxed into a certain style. So, as we start releasing more music, it'll be some rock, we'll do some kind of more folky, stripped down kind of acoustic stuff. So there's going to be a lot of different styles that people can relate to.
I love that. You kind of go with your mood like you do with music anyway. Where did the name come from?
August and I were just listening to a bunch of different tracks that we have, in the works right now, and just trying to figure out, what is it that represents, what we're doing,
like the mood.
Yeah. And it's like a lot of the beats that we've been working with and a lot of the instrumentation, it's just very wavy, and you can kind of just, groove with it. And so, we just felt like it was something wavy, and that for some reason just stuck with us, wave.
Yeah. And Tower kind of came from like, towers are, big and strong and tall and just kind of rising above all the BS that came with 2020. I think it just felt natural to kind of mix those two together, but not literally have the words Wave Tower.
Got to be trendy with like taking letters out now.
Of course. You have to like work to figure out what something is actually pronounced. I get it. Are you going to be going out and performing live anywhere this summer?
That's definitely the goal. Because actually August and I are going to be transitioning full-time to Austin. So we'll be, in the same city finally with our producer, engineer, studio, and being able to put a lot more work in and being able to get down to live production, which we're really excited for because, as August mentioned before, we have different backgrounds where it comes to like, solo artist or singer-songwriter, and the way you put on a show in that realm versus this realm is very different. So it's exciting, and it's going to be a new challenge that I think we're all here for. And that is absolutely, though, the goal in mind is to start performing live and be able to have, a place for people to come check us out live, especially a cat.
Yes, she'll be right there, front row with a lighter.
Yeah.
She'll probably jump on stage and demand that everybody look at her. Yeah, I suppose that'll be kind of different to figure out, because there's a difference between going to an Adele concert and then going to a Kanye concert. That's a completely different vibe.
That's something I'm really excited about, and I talked to Chris a lot about, is the live production point of it. I thrive on stage. I love the energy of being a performer on stage, and I'm just so ready to get back to that and to do it with 4 of my friends, and we're all super creative, and just